welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you for joining me today. If you don't know me, my name is Joanne and I do videos a couple of times a week, normally on a Thursday and a Sunday. But today I'm back with a video that I've never done before, and it's going to be my top 10 items that I'm not prepared to spend money on any longer in my life. So without further ado, I'm going to jump straight into the video with number one. So number one is handbags. Over the years, I've bought like literally umpteen handbags, so many handbags, and I'm just not prepared to spend money on handbags anymore. I don't feel like they're just not important to us these days. It has taken us like 50 years to realise that. But I use a messenger bag every day, like a black messenger over the body bag, and I tend to feel it goes with most outfits. I don't feel the need to go out and buy a matching bag for every outfit or every pair of shoes. And I like to be hands-free as well. So if I'm out on a dog walk, obviously it's nice to have two hands. So it's great to have this over the body bag. And if I'm out shopping, I don't really want a bag draped over my arm when I'm shopping. Again, it's nice to be hands-free and have my messenger bag on. So I tend to use that black bag daily. So I'm not saying I'll never ever go and buy a bag again in my life, but I'll never buy a bag to just go with one outfit for one occasion. I've got I'm quite a hoarder actually, so I've still got all the bags that I've bought over the years, because I just don't want to get rid of them, and they are good quality, but yeah, so I've still got all of those if I ever needed to pull a bag out, but I haven't done that in the last couple of years, and I can't really see it as needing to do so. I've got clutch bags if I wanted to have a night out. So I've got one in black, I've got one in silver, one in gold, one in red. So for every pair of shoes that I've got that I wear, I've got a kind of clutch bag to match. So I feel like I don't really need to. That actually brings us on to my next thing. I'm never wearing high heels again in my life. I don't like them. I don't do high heels. I don't walk in them. I honestly walk like a drag queen in high heels. In fact, that's actually offensive to drag queens, because I'm sure a man in drag would be able to walk better than me in high heels. I just don't do high heels at all. So the highest heel I am ever going to buy in my life will be a kitten heel. I'll never do anything higher than that. Don't get us wrong, I think they look absolutely beautiful when you see young girls in big high heels, but it's just not for me anymore. I'm done being uncomfortable. If I'm going on a night out, I want to be comfortable. I don't want to be standing there in a pair of skyscrapers, like really uncomfortable. In fact, I'm probably going to throw the really high heels that I do have in my wardrobe, because I'll never ever wear them again. So high heels are banished from my life from now on. Like I say, a little kitten heel, and that's as much as I'll do. The next thing is going to be buying expensive perfumes. Not prepared to do it anymore. I'm not going to pay for a brand when I can get a brand that's the smell I like for much cheaper, which is very similar. I know there's that brand, I think it's called FN, and I think they retail at about $14.99, and it's all the dupes of all the high-end perfumes, and I've got a couple of those and they're absolutely fine. I do love Chanel Chance, but for a 50ml bottle it's like £86, and I'm just not prepared to spend that sort of money on perfume. There is other areas in my life where I do like luxury items. I love luxury holidays. We like to go on cruises, and when I do go on a cruise, I like to have a really nice cabin. So I would much rather scrimp in certain. In fact, to say scrimping is unfair, because by me not getting a branded perfume, I don't believe it's scrimping. So I'm just kind of not prepared to do that. I would rather spend $14.99 and put that money towards like a holiday or something like that. I also like really nice hotels when we do go on holiday. If we're travelling to a cruise and we're just travelling down the motorway, I'm more than happy to stay in a Premier Inn. But when we actually get on holiday, I do like a really luxe hotel, and that's just my thing. Obviously, people like to buy expensive things in other areas of their life, but my thing is I do like really nice holidays, and I really do like really luxe bedding as well. I like nice bedding. I'm not saying I won't buy a duvet set from Tesco's, because I will, but I do like to go for a high thread count. And even then, when I do, I tend to get my bedding from either Boundary Mill, Dunelm, but again, I kind of do it if there's a sale on or something like that. I'm trying to like decolour my house as well, so everything I want in the house is really like whites, creams, neutrals, anything from that palette, even like beige, sort of greyish, just anything from a neutral palette. And then I tend to spend more money on those items. And then what I would do is, if I wanted to put an accent colour into my room, then I'm more than happy to go and buy it from like B&M or Home Bargains or somewhere like that, Wilkinson's. And then that's something that I can pretty much change up quite often. But if I've got the base of my room all whites or creams, it's just so cheap to like change a room around and just add a little accent colour here and there. But that's kind of what I'm in the process of doing, is like sort of colouring my house, and just making it all sort of like neutral tones. So like I say, so I do like really luxury bedding, and that's something that's probably only happened over the last 15 years. So I just, like I say, I would get it from Tesco's, but I just don't like to go and just buy. Although, do you know, I'm not even going to say where I don't really like to go and buy it from, because that's fine if other people like to do that, but it's just personally for me, I do like nicer bedding, and I am prepared to compromise in other areas of my life so I can get luxury things. Another thing is, I'm not prepared to spend any money going to hairdressers. I feel like I haven't been to the hairdressers for about 20 years, and yeah, my hair probably could do with a really good cut and colour, but I colour my hair myself and I cut it myself, and do you know what, it's alright, it's fine. There may become a time in my life when I'm a little bit older and I do want to go a bit short and I need to get it styled, but at the minute, whilst it's just long, and I just put box colours on. And don't get us wrong, I've had like disaster after disaster with box colours, but it is what it is, and do you know what it is, nobody's died. My hair just ends up a weird colour for a little bit, and then I sort it out. But it saves us a lot of money in the long run. It's quite ironic really, because I take my dog to the groomers every 3 weeks and spend money on her, but I won't spend money getting my own hair done. But it is what it is. So that's another thing. Another thing is nails. I'm actually a qualified nail technician, and have been for many years. I've got a box by my side now that's got like, literally, it's like a stacker box, and it's got 5 compartments literally packed full of nail stuff. And then I'll go and pay to get my nails done, where I've decided during lockdown I'm just not prepared to do that anymore. I can do my own nails, and when I do them, I do them really well. I'm more than happy with Primark nails. They work absolute treat for me. They've worked really well for us during lockdown. I could do gels. I've got gels there. I've got acrylic, but I tend not to do them. So that applies for nails, spray tanning. I'm also qualified in spray tanning. I've got the tent. I've got all of the stuff. And I just wouldn't be prepared to go and spend money getting spray tanned, nails done or hair done. I'm done with that sort of thing. So next thing is jewellery. I've got no interest in expensive jewellery. I did used to have loads of gold when I was young as well, but I'm just not interested now. I think I've got a couple of chains with little pendants on that are silver, and I just buy costume jewellery, normally from Primark or Asda or Tesco's or New Look or somewhere like that. I don't pay a lot of money for them at all, and they're pretty much disposable. I wear them half a dozen times, and then often the tarnish off my makeup or whatever, but they're so cheap. And it allows us to change them up all the time, so I can use different styles, and it costs us very little money. So jewellery is another thing on my list. I'm just looking at my list to see what I've been through. So I've done shoes and bags, perfume, makeup is another thing. Now, over the years, I've used all the expensive brands of makeup and foundation, and I just feel like I've gotten to the age where I don't need to do that. I use Primark foundation. It serves us really well. I need heavier coverage now because my skin's older. I used to use Clinique for literally years and years. I've used Estee Lauder, I've just used all the bigger brands. Clinique, I think back maybe even 20, 25 years ago, I'm sure I was paying like £23 a bottle back then, and I used it for years. And so God knows how much it is now. You might be looking at maybe £35 a bottle for Clinique foundation, and it's certainly something I just would not be prepared to do. I feel like I wear full makeup every day, so it's definitely tried and tested. I've tried every brand under the sun. I've even tried down to Poundland. Poundland personally wasn't any good for my skin. Didn't give us enough coverage. However, I do use the Poundland matte powder over my foundation, and honestly I've got to say as well, that's going to be one of the best powders I use, along with the Primark foundation, and I spend I think maybe £4 on that. If I couldn't get a hold of that, I would go to the high street and I would use something like Maybelline. I know they do a good one for about £7.99, which I've used like loads of times as well. But again, I just don't feel like I need to spend all that money on foundation. I could spend that in much better areas of my life. That brings us on to my next thing, which is like shower gel. So I've gone back to using soap. This is just quite a recent thing. I've only done it over the last 3 weeks. I went to Body Shop and I bought soap, and I decided that, and this is more about single-use plastics. I still do use single-use plastics, but I am a bit more mindful now of things like that. So I thought I would go back to soap. It's more cost effective, it's cheaper, it's really, I'm using the Body Shop one now, which I think could be oatmeal or something. It's really conditioning, it feels really nice on your skin. I don't feel like my hands are dry or anything. So yeah, so I'm more than happy to use a bar of soap these days instead of using single-use plastic on shower gel. And I think I'm pretty much done. All right, no, branded food as well. This is another tried and tested thing. I've tried, there is brands that I will still buy that are branded. But a lot of things that I've tried, which are supermarkets own, are absolutely fine. Often you can't tell the difference, and if I can't tell the difference, there's no way. For example, beans, there's no way I'm paying £2.99 for 4 cans of Heinz baked beans when I can go to Aldi and get them for £1.49, and I can't even tell the difference. So I'm not going to do that. There's things like, which I will never change, and I've tried umpteen different types. I still buy Lurpak. I buy the light spreadable one, and I have tried all of the supermarket's own brands, and I've tried like leading brands of like copies of Lurpak, and I feel like if I had to do a taste test, I would pick Lurpak out. I would know it. Lurpak is one, Pepsi Max, any other like supermarket colas, I feel like I would always know Pepsi Max, so I tend to buy that. And mayonnaise as well, Hellmann's mayonnaise. I've tried supermarket's own. I think Morrison's is okay. I think Aldi's is awful. It makes us feel like gagging. I know that's extreme, but it really does. It puts us off my salad. So I do tend to go back to Hellmann's mayonnaise. So there is some brands that I'll stick to, but there's many brands that I just will not pay the money for, because I feel like I've tried supermarkets own against branded ones and I can't tell the difference, so I'm just not going to waste that money. I hate food waste. I've become much more mindful of that. So now, where in the younger, when I like a few years ago, I would have possibly went shopping and bought the same things and just came home and thrown like a full coleslaw out and a bag of lettuce and this, that and the other. Now what I would tend to do is, before I go shopping, I'll have a quick look at my fridge and I'll kind of use up what's close to date. So I tend to do that more these days, and that saves us a lot of money as well. But there's things like that I say that I do like to buy. I do look like nice bedding. Also, I feel that there's things that I buy that I used to buy, which were not very cost effective. I used to always buy like hollow filled pillows and cushions. What a waste of money, because the last 5 minutes they go flat and it's false economy. Then I have to go out and buy new ones. Since I spent a bit more money on them, and I've started buying feather filled pillows and cushions, and honestly they just last 10 times longer. In fact, you don't really have to replace them because you can wash them just on a really hot day, put them out in the dry, and they're just as fluffy as ever, so you don't need to replace them really. So yeah, things like that. Anyway, I've been rambling on for like 15 minutes now, and I don't want to keep this for any longer. So I would be really interested to know what sort of things that you could eliminate from your life. So I would love it if you would leave it in the comments below. I do answer all my messages, and I love hearing from you guys. So please, if there's anything that you no longer need or feel that you don't need to spend money on in your life, let us know. But that brings us to the end of my video. I really do hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, don't forget to give us the thumbs up, and if you haven't already subscribed, I would be very grateful if you would do so. I'll also leave my Instagram link below, which is writes@home30. I would love to have you over on Instagram, and hopefully I'll see you in my... Oh, before I go, I've got a really exciting video coming up on Sunday, and it's in collaboration with 4 of my YouTube friends, and we're doing a charity shop challenge. We've got a list of things we all had to go out and buy. So yes, I'm really excited for that. So me and my 4 YouTube friends are all going to be uploading at 7 o'clock on Sunday. So stay tuned and look out for that one. And hopefully I'll see you on Sunday.